Hello, and welcome to another episode of the 80s version of the Twilight Zone. And this week we are playing a game of pool and also watching The Wall. So, a game of pool is a remake from the episode from 1961, and there are a lot of 61s here. It stars as Jesse Asai Morales. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And he played Deathstrokes on DC's The Titans. Fats is played by Maury Shalane, who has 161 acting credits to his name, and who died at the age of 61, which is far too young for an actor of his caliber. Of course, we've seen him in lots and lots of places. He does just a fantastic job in this. And they get to play this game of pool, which we've seen how this works, right? We've seen this 1961 episode. We know how this works. And in the end, we have this very lovely fade-in split screen. Works out quite well. I like it. It's very simple, generic, but works perfectly. This is the sort of original ending. This is the ending that we did not get in 1961. If you recall my commentary from back then, I expect that you do, but you can always go back and rewatch it. The original ending is like this, where he does lose and spend the rest of his life chasing this dream that he's never going to fulfill. He had his shot and he blew it. Whereas in the 1961 episode, he essentially becomes the bearer of this title, and he is now going to have to defend it over and over and over and over again throughout the eternity unless someone beats him, and Fats gets to go off on vacation and go fishing. I like how they've integrated some of the trickier shots with some of the simpler shots with the actors in shots so that it looks like they can play pool. I don't know if they can play pool, but I mean, it works. It's a good episode. Then we get to The Wall, which, okay, sure. So it stars as the general, George R. Robertson, who was in the first 6 Police Academy movies. I don't know if you count any of the other Police Academy movies. Alexander is played by John Beck, who was in Dallas. We had another Dallas actor a few weeks ago. And they are going into this hole in the universe sort of thing. And this isn't a terrifying hole like the Mist. Remember the movie The Mist? Or the TV show The Mist? Where something just pushes on through. This is a lot more like the Bewitching Pool, which is sort of at the tail end of the 60s version. And apparently it is like an episode which is going to come up in like 13 years. In 2001, which I guess I'll get to because the grind is real. He doesn't have a tether. He doesn't have a wired radio. They don't talk about how we tried sending in, poking an arm into the hole or something. No, nothing. And his visor, it isn't tinted. Everyone else has to wear all these sort of goggle things, but he can just walk in because he has the visor on it. It's not even, polarized or anything like that. He gets to the other side, and as we have mentioned before on these commentaries, is there air? You don't know. He just pops the helmet up and just goes, it's an oxygen atmosphere. Yes, it could be oxygen. It could have been nitrous oxide. It could have been sulfur. You don't know. Maybe he would have been able to tell sulfur from the look, but it could have been carbon monoxide. It would just have died instantly. He wouldn't have died, but it would certainly have choked on it. Or there could just be billions of airborne toxins or bacteria or virus. He doesn't know. He just pops the helmet. It's fine. Kincaid is Eugene Clark, who also has a lot of acting credits to his name. But he was Big Daddy in Land of the Dead, the George Romero movie, the last one with Dennis Hopper, who was also on the Twilight Zone, so it sort of comes back. He smashes up the machine, does it real good. Like, he hits it twice. And I'm wondering, how difficult would it be to rebuild? I mean, how difficult would it have been to study to actually get it, to reproduce it in the first place when it is running? And now that he breaks it, unless he breaks something like a hard drive, the electronic components wouldn't be that hard to replace, I guess. Oh well. He has this. There's a line in the end narration that says that he's going to get another commendation for services rendered in the Twilight Zone, and it reminds me of something that I actually own. So I have a signed diploma by Darth Vader that says for outstanding services to Star Wars. I got it as a prize when I was a kid. It reminded me of this. It's weird. But for services rendered in the Twilight Zone. And that we are coming up sort of towards the tail end of the 80s series. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in 2001. But we still have some more episodes to go. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care now.